Alright, sorry about the little second delay there. Had a problem with my application. We're back for round 2 though, jumping into the queue. Up around now if you didn't catch the first round. Playing this pretty sweet blue-red deck. Good removal, pretty good curve. Seems to have done the trick in the first round at least, so we'll see if we can keep that trend going. But yeah, blue-red's pretty strong in this draft format. Little bummed we didn't end up with any vehicles. This deck usually likes to pick up one or so. Alrighty, here we go. Well, hand looks great. Too bad there's no mana to go along with it. Join you in that mulligan, buddy. And we will keep our 6 as well. We're gonna bottom that land. Pretty good bottom. Yeah, I'm gonna level up the turtle. Chaser. Rough. Gruffinati's pretty good against us. That's okay though. Let's use that energy to grow our turtle now. Turtle world beater, right here. Plus that art. Look at that. Look how angry that turtle is. Dragster. He has 3 cards in hand too, so this leads me to, oh shoot, I should have played the Moray first. This is like how to not play Magic, I feel like. If you watch this, I keep making just these little tiny points of error that are definitely noticeable. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll just go attack. We will level. This way we get 3 damage in if he decides just to crew and block here. We also have the Helix now. If he blocks the 3/6, that we can get a point of damage in on him to make 3 damage and kill the Dragster. Yeah, I kind of like that. And I also like the prospect of having a 4/7 more than I like having the extra 2 damage there. So we're racing now, are we? Okay, let's race, buddy. So our opponent has to be pretty careful now. We have this removal spell. We're pretty good spot here. Yeah, it's fine. Lesser. So we can't get the dragster with that if we kill it. And that's gonna do the most damage. You can double block, eat that. Forced him to pop that. And then he has really bad blocks, but he wants to buy the metalwork spinner back. So, Urge. Rewind. So we'll do that. And we just go for 4 then. Turn off this mic for just a second. Alright, so that was a good enough attack for him to not want to see more. Negate doesn't seem bad here. I just don't know what we would take out for it. Just hope. We'll rock this still. Okay. It's marginally worse than our last hand, but there we go. Turtle beats. It's a real thing. No 2, but we do have a shock for whatever he happens to play, as long as it's not like a 2/3, I guess. But that can make our follow-up attack a little bit better. Oh, well then, that's unfortunate. So now the question becomes, do we hold up a counter? I think we have to commit to the board, so what we'll do is we'll get this automaton down, so that next turn we can have shock, even if we miss a land, like a rebuke and shock up, so we could force some kind of like double block, shock, counter, whatever his trick is. Because we just can't get beaten down like this with the 5-5 all game. So nothing changes, I guess, other than that if we draw the ice over now, this doesn't get to untap. We can just, if he plays a creature, double block it, lose whichever he decides he wants us to lose, and then we're only trading kind of 2 for 1-ing ourselves for the shock for this Cultivator's Caravan. And we really just kind of need to draw lands from here, I think. That ice over was really big game, actually. That worked insanely well in our favor. Now he just runs it out again. Yeah. Oh yeah. Come to Steve. It's either Pyrohelix or Brawler. I also see the argument to pitch Rebuke, actually. No, I think it's Brawler. Goggles gives us the ability to beat. And now we've got Rebuke up for whatever our opponent tries to play here. I feel like this is the turn where they should be wanting to resolve a fatty too, or like some sort of big threat for the board. After that last turn of like bounce draw, like fill up my hand, I should have everything kind of deal. I also see some argument to just like wanting to resolve 2 spells, but so I think his goal is to just play that and crew. So if I could rebuke this, he has to pay the 3 including the caravan and can't attack this turn? Yeah, that's fine. So rebuke kind of turned into a fog for 5 damage, which I can get behind. So here we can only cast one of these, which makes it rough. Whereas if I play this, we can just double block. But then he gets both. Yeah, unfortunately we're just gonna have to pass. This lack of lands is not good for us here. I guess if the plan is to pass the shock, I could have just Inventor's Goggles on, say, like the Thriving Turtle. No, it would actually have gone on Automaton to give him a choice. I know it's bad to give your opponent choice, but like, we can usually get him to choose wrong and take the turtle, thinking it's a bigger threat. With an Automaton of the Foundry is a little bit bigger game for us. Okay, that's a problem. That's hugely problematic. We're gonna Pyrohelix now. That way, if we don't draw land, we can still suit that up and shock. Well, we needed land there, but we needed to have these two cards in unison to kill this. We're not going to have the lands before that becomes like a real option. That's unfortunate. Just dead. Yeah, we're definitely just dead this game, unfortunately. He activates unblockable, yep. Okay. Alright, so let's see if we can get him game 3. That was a pretty tough one. I like destructive tampering a lot right now. A lot more than I like hope. Hopefully we just don't get stuck on lands like we did that last game. That was pretty rough. Lands and spells, let's keep it. We don't really have much in the way of an early game, but the spells exist in our deck to facilitate it. Destructive tampering feels pretty good. go Foundry, I can just go Chaser or Rebuke next turn. Which feels like a fine line. Yeah, we can probably Rebuke that and be happy enough. So we're going to try to fake a trick. He probably won't call the bluff, but to be honest, it's actually fine if he doesn't, so. Just doesn't want to take any damage, I guess. I'm okay with this. So now we just kind of got to think about how we want to beat down, basically, from here. Which Reckless Racer does a pretty good job of beating down here. So he doesn't really have attacks. I'm somewhat more inclined just to play this guy for now. Reason being, if we hit any land, we can just go like this spell into this spell, and then just try to set up a big destructive tampering type turn. And he definitely trades with the brawler here. These guys can block, and first strike doesn't quite get him, so we don't really have quite the attacks I would have liked. Let's see, we have 10, 11, 13 on board right now. So he just wanted to get in the air, it looks like, which I can appreciate. Okay, so let's drop our air game on him. Right, yeah. Worst thing that could happen right now, I think, is the artifact that would force us to pitch. Five, 7, 11, 14, 16, makes 20, and he probably would have just ran that spell out if he had it last turn. So let's fake a shock. Too many mana is up. There's some argument to attacking with Drake, is that way we get the Night Market out of there, or he takes 2 damage. I think, man, he didn't do anything at the end of our turn. Is he just that flooded? We're gonna hang on to that land. We're gonna give this a shot. Yeah, we'll give this one a shot. Either blocks him, just takes nothing, or he double blocks and you can kill it. We lose no momentum either way. Yes, yes, that's a good start for us. This is what I don't like, trying to figure out when to go for it. Now we get a scries at the end of the turn. So 5, 11, 12, 16, 21, but he would have to block then. He'd probably block here. Don't die on the crackback. I get a loot. So I'm gonna go for it, and if this is incorrect, please by all means tell me so I know for future reference. But it's not gonna kill him, but it's gonna put our opponent far enough on the back foot when we're already wide enough on the board that this should do enough as far as winning the game for us. That, you know, this is fine basically. We're gonna make a dude. Yes. Yes. Aether Thief's a pretty good draw there too. Gives us an extra surprise blocker. Magically, he pulls 16 damage out on us. His only block has to go in front of either the 4/4 or the 0/5. I think this is lethal with trample now. I think it's exactly 20. Okay. And a bunch of damage happens. And our opponent's within like 5 life or something. At like 5 or something like that. Okie dokie. Guess our opponent's been flooding. I could see that kind of when they were at 4 and doing nothing, but I don't think I can justify just pitching this Aether Thief in favor of a Scry, so we're so is our opponent dead? They have 0 cards, 4 blockers, so if they block a 5/5 here, they block this here, 3 would get through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, essentially 8. 4 creatures going through. 1, 2, 3. So let's see, he would block here to here. He would block here to here. And block a 2. Block a 2. This gets blocked here. This gets blocked. ways, I think. This way. What a game. Okay, so that blocked where I thought it would block, that blocked where I thought it would block. Well, not necessarily where I thought it would block it, yes. I'm taking 5. We haven't cast Shock yet, so that's still in the deck as just like an instant win. Our opponent can't really attack back in any, even if these blocks, which these are the best blocks, I'll definitely agree with my opponent. First strike that guy out. Okay. Opponent's at 1. Should have too many creatures. And I think our opponent just has to go sack, get this back in hand to play it, which is what, 3/7 of their manas? Yep, so there's that. Pitch. Just ice over. Daredevil. And I think we got him. That was a very grindy game. I guess the attack was good. Jeez. I guess casting the